We have been talking about the visible signs, visible, of the Catholic Church, and we have been concentrating on one, which is the oneness of the Catholic Church. Now you must keep in mind that these visible signs are only visible to those who are truly seeking. And we mentioned in the past that the more you understand the shallower signs of the church and believe in them, meaning to say you believe that this church has these signs, even not in an eminent way, then you will start to develop certainty that this is the Church of Christ. And the moment you go deeper into the meaning of one, holy, Catholic, and apostolic, then your certainty begin to develop even further to the point that you become very sure that this indeed is a Catholic Church, without any doubt. We had mentioned the fact that the system of government in the Catholic Church should be monarchical. That has been divinely imposed on us. And we showed just in a general way the advantages of a monarchical system with Christ as our King and we as subjects. Now, if Christ is our King, Christ the King, and we are the subjects, to be good subjects, we must obey all the will or commands of our King. And here is where we get into a little trouble, because actually the King has only one command, and that is to be meek and humble of heart. One mind. We must agree that the way to heaven is just for all of us to be humble and meek. If we agree on that, we are of one mind, one heart. We must desire only to be humble and meek. If that is the desire of everyone around here, then we are of one heart. And therefore, if all of us work very hard to be humble and meek, then we can say that we are true subjects of Christ the King. Now let us look at the Catholic Church briefly and try to see whether the Catholic Church has this visible sign, one. Well, if you look at the papacy, he is really the symbol of oneness in the whole world. You will never find an organization or a society as unified as the Catholic Church under the Holy Father. But let us go now deeper. This one heart and one mind, is it present in the Catholic Church? If you get 100 Catholics and let them sit down, you will notice that they all have, each of them, their own mind and their own hearts. If there are 100 Catholics, there will be 100 minds, different way of thinking, and there would be 100 different desires or 100 hearts. Now, in fact, if you look at the whole Catholic Church, you will never find any group, whether they are bishops, priests, nuns, or Catholic family, that are of one mind and one heart. So, if the Catholic Church and her members are of numerous hearts and minds, then this must not be the Church of Christ. But precisely, this is one of the signs of the Catholic Church, that she is filled with cockles. As we mentioned before, the Catholic Church had always been filled with desertions, and these desertions are now the new Christian sect. Now, most of this desertion left the Catholic Church because they wanted their group to be exclusively made of saints. But then the Catholic Church, as Christ described it, is not made up of saints. It is made of cockles and wheat. Okay, now, we have seen the Catholic Church, we have looked at her, and we have seen her to be of 1,000 minds and 1,000 hearts. The question now is, where is the wheat? It is all right to have cockles, but there must be wheat for that church to be the Catholic Church. There was once an Anglican minister. He was a very intelligent man. Anglican minister, that's the Christian sect of England. And because he was very intelligent and he loved to study, he wanted to refute all the things that the Catholics were doing with regard to the Blessed Virgin Mary. Oh, how come the Catholics are worshiping her, and all those sort of mistakes? Well, anyway, so he looked for the arguments that the Catholics have in venerating the Blessed Virgin Mary. He studied it to refute it. When he studied it one by one, he discovered that the early Christian church had exactly the same attitude and practices towards the Blessed Virgin Mary. And so this Anglican minister violated the first rule of Protestantism. He became devoted to the Blessed Virgin Mary. But everything did not stop there. He was asked to make a speech, a research work, which he always did, research work, to make a speech to prove that the Anglican Church was the true church. And so he committed another mistake. He went to the fathers of the church and tried to find out what are the signs of the Church of Christ in an effort to prove that those signs were in the Anglican Church. The moment he discovered the signs, he applied it on the Anglican Church and found out the Anglican Church, did not have even one of the signs. And so, hating or disliking the Catholic Church, he noticed that the signs that he discovered are precisely the things that he detested in the Catholic Church. Like, for instance, he detested the fact that we have a Pope who was all-powerful and who kept on making the Catholic Church one. He hated that. And yet he discovered that that was the sign of the true Church of Christ. And so this Anglican minister began to look at the other things that he detested in the Catholic Church, and one by one he discovered that those things that he detested were precisely the signs that showed that the Catholic Church was the true Church of Christ. This Anglican minister became a Catholic. He became a priest, Catholic priest. He became a cardinal and became a saint of the Catholic Church. Well, not quite a saint. He is still a blessed. And this is John Cardinal Newman. But in a funnier vein, there was another Anglican minister. His father was a bishop, Anglican bishop, and he used to go to the services with his father, and he noticed, he was an Anglican, remember, he noticed that they always recited the Apostles' Creed. Mind you, Apostles' Creed. And this boy, when he was still a boy, asked his bishop father, how come when we recite the Apostles' Creed, we always say, and I believe in one holy, Catholic, and Apostolic Church? He says, if you believe in one holy Catholic, why are we Anglicans? Now the father, I suppose, gave a silly answer, because I don't think you can give a very good reason why you say you believe in one holy Catholic while remaining an Anglican. This also became a Catholic, and a Catholic priest, Robert Hugh Benson. It is amazing that in this last century, the three greatest thinkers, apologists, defenders of the oneness of the Catholic Church were all members of the Anglican Church converted to Catholicism. There is Ronald Knox, there is Newman, John Newman, and Gilbert Chesterton. They were so brilliant that their arguments about the oneness and the trueness of the Catholic Church is beyond refutation. Maybe it would be a very good idea that in training our seminarians, if you would want them to be brilliant and intelligent and great defenders of the Catholic Church, we should send them to the Anglican Church rather than in seminaries, since they do not learn really very much in seminaries. We have seen the cockle in the Catholic Church, the 1,000 minds in the 1,000 hearts. Where is the wheat? Just dig a little deeper, and there down, just a little deeper, you will find in the midst of the vast Catholic Church a small group, one mind and one heart. That is the church. That is the glorious bride of Christ. God bless you.